Okay, YouTube fans, here's what I did when I was bored yesterday. I made my own little popper for my Heil PR-40, and simple to do, which is things I had laying around the house. First thing, my girlfriend had a dream catcher. I confiscated it and took it apart. That's the ring there. Then I took a pair, you can get them at Dollar General, for two pairs, which is four knee-high pantyhose. Makes great poppers. In fact, you could make about, I say, 5 or 6 poppers out of just a package of them for $1. And then for holders, for now, I took some zip strips, put a little adhesive, super glue adhesive, not glue, adhesive, that rubber type, and it sticks enough to hold it in place, but when you go to take it off, it's easy to come off and it won't tear any part off. But you bend this, this here is bronze welding rod, real thin piece. You can get them at the hardware store. I think I paid for one piece $2.75. It's 3 foot long. I still have to cut a little off back here, but my theory is here I'm just using things I had laying around the house besides what the mesh I had to buy. Next day or two when I get into town, I'm going to get some wider and longer zip strips. These here I had to put 2 together. I don't like that setup. I'm going to get, like I said, these are I can't remember, like say 60-pound ones. I'm just going to get the longer ones, which I would say 6-inch ones. These were 4-inch ones, so I had to put 2 of them together. Took me, I say, probably 15-20 minutes to make it. Took longer for the glue to set up overnight. Then I'm going to take, and when I get the other zip strips, I got a silver Sharpie marker, and it's just about the same color as the microphone. I'm going to just use a Sharpie around there, and like I said, I glued it up here. You'll hold it in place once you get it. Glued it here. If you have any troubles like I did of it sliding around before it dried, I ran 2 thin zip strips through there, then glued on top, and then clipped the other ones off. It didn't take very long, and I'm going to, once I put the other zip strips on, to kind of slide it up and down here. This is a little long. I'll take a heavy pair of cutters and cut it. Leave a little extra so you can move it up and down if you had to. Mine's set about the way I was told to set it. A lot of people use hose clamps. I think that's kind of ugly looking. I'm not knocking their idea, but zip strips, to me, they're a lot cheaper than hose clamps, and I've never known anybody that doesn't have them in their drawer somewhere. Zip strip is like the red green show and heat duct tape. I can go anywhere in the house and find these zip strips, all different sizes. I bet if I even looked in my junk box, I have the thicker and longer ones. But it'd be cheaper and faster for me in the long run just to run to the hardware store than to dig in the closet for my junk box. Put a little bend in the top before you do it, a little loop. Squeeze it real tight loop up here for with a pair of vice grips. It's real tough to bend. Then you run a little, you put some glue in there, let it set a little bit, then you run a little zip zip strip through there, a little tiny one, thin one, doesn't take a big one. Then glue over the top of it once that kind of settles. And look, you can move it away if you have to, but pretty simple rigging up. Just be very careful. Poke a little hole with a pin in the nylon before you run that zip strip through there. Otherwise, you're going to end up tearing it. Then take a little glue and put on there so that the nylon won't tear from there. Now, when you get to the nylon part, it's going to be tough. You got to tighten it by you put glue all on the strip here, as you can see. Put it all, the ring. Put it all on the ring. Before it dries, work it around. You have probably 15 minutes, but even if you had it tight at first, that glue is going to make it go down. Take and stretch it, and stretch it in different places, and hold it, and hold it, and hold it till it gets real tight. Then once it dries enough to hold tight, you take and trim off the excess. Pretty simple thing to do. I was bored yesterday. Got the price in the BSW ones. They want $59 plus shipping. I've seen a guy on YouTube make one, and he puts a hose clamp back there and stuff like that. Well, good idea, but the hose clamp I would think would scratch it maybe a little bit, and it wouldn't be camouflaged as good as these zip strips. These zip strips here, like I said, once I get to the hardware store, get it settled more in one little chunk here, I'm going to put it on the bottom, and I'm going to take a metallic silver permanent Sharpie and go over it, and it would be really hard to tell. That was the same way I did on the ring too. I used a Sharpie. It kind of takes the blackness out of it. This here, the kind of mesh nylon is called off black. They have pure black. Some people like that, but I preferred the off black. You can still see the mic, still has the same performance, and it works great. So give it a try. Let me know. Put your version on mine. One other thing I forgot that the reason you put the loop in there is that's how you run your zip strip through there, and you pull it as tight as you can and glue it, and it isn't going anywhere. Same way with once that other glue goes, you can't move it too much and it won't go out of whack. But again, if you need to do something, move it further away. That glue is real easy to come off. It's tough holding. It's called super glue adhesive, not super glue itself. Super glue itself will melt the nylon. And it will also, when you go to move it, and it might take the coating off the microphone. This other stuff is like a hard rubber. It can be removed. Take your fingernail and scrape off any excess. And I use it all the time. I have 40 tubes. Every time I go up to the cities there, I take and stock up. I might buy 10, 15 tubes. I haven't had to buy any for 2 years. So goes to show you how much I use it a lot on a lot of things, because like I said, it's removable, and it's not hard to take off the excess. So I hope this helps you. I searched the web, I searched YouTube to see if anybody else made one. I'm not running down anybody else's idea, but this here is my version. And I kind of, not being biased or self-centered, I think this will look a lot more camouflaged. And once I get that long one, either put the tie up on top, which they're going to see that. I would put the little square thing on the bottom. And the ring, the little it's a 2-inch ring, 2-inch dream catcher ring. I really think it would be hidden a little bit more if you put it on the bottom. And that's my opinion. If anybody has any other idea about it, maybe I can redo it. But for now, 7 threes, and hope you have fun making it.